mixing like Xanax, antidepressant, and wine. She says, I want to let her know that I did not mean to end my life here in this world. It was an accident. There's a woman that's here that's with you that I keep feeling, okay? She's telling me that she had Alzheimer's and or dementia before her departure.
It could be my mother-in-law
or
my grandmother.
No, it's going to be your mother-in-law, because when souls come through and they tell me I'm the mother, right? I always forget. It could be stepmother or mother-in-law, because they don't come through and say, Matt, I'm the third cousin once removed. They just show me how they had died and what had happened. So I have that soul with you. And then also, Kelly, when I'm connecting, there's a soul that I feel that's coming through that passed accidentally, and they're showing me addictions right away. So who is that to you?
My aunt.
So please know that she's also stepping forward. Kelly, and this is why I asked you if you're together, because what's amazing is that you all have separate loved ones on the other side. I actually want to start with you about your mother-in-law, and then I want to come over to you, Kelly. So first of all, I got to tell you that when I'm connecting with your mother-in-law, this was more than just dementia when I'm connecting with her. I felt like she had a stroke, or there was some type of trauma that happened to her before she died with her head. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because she says to me, Matt, she tells me she kept forgetting herself and forgetting who she was. And that's why right away she grabbed my attention, because when I connect with souls, they don't talk to me in full sentences. I hear quick little things. And she kept saying to me, Matt, I can remember who I am. I can remember who I am. This is the most heartbreaking thing I think I've ever seen. She shows me her looking in the mirror and not being able to recognize herself. Did that ever happen here in this world? Did she ever say she didn't know who she was?
Yeah, she usually thought she was somebody else.
That's why. This is why your loved ones come through. If there's unfinished business, like for example, you're saying your mother-in-law thought she was somebody else here in this world when she was alive. That's the first thing she was telling me is, Matt, I know who I am. I know who I am. And she's telling me this because she, first of all, wants to thank you for the way that you took care of your husband, and more importantly, for the way that you tried to step forward to take care of her here in this world. She also tells me, which is really sad, that there were some family members that had forgotten about her here in this world, that wouldn't go and visit her or see her. Is that true?
Oh, so true.
Because she tells me that this caused your husband to be so upset here in this world. And he was so angry because all of these people that was supposed to be close to his mother, that was supposed to be family to his mom, literally the moment that she got sick and she couldn't remember who she was, they just gave up on her.
Exactly.
She said to me, Matt, please let her know. I know that they never gave up on me. I know they were there for me. I know all that they did for me. And she wants to thank you for that. Because I also see at one point you were trying to move her out of facility. She tells me she was in a facility here in this world.
Yes.
And she also tells me that you were concerned over the treatment she was getting.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm going to be honest, and this is what I love when souls get super specific. Your mother-in-law couldn't remember things here in this world, but yet she remembers on the other side. She shows me when I'm connecting that there was an issue with them not showering her here in this world. Like I saw you go to visit her and like she hadn't been showered, she hadn't been taken care of.
That's so true.
And I see you saying, like, somebody get me a bucket. Like, I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to wipe this down. And you know, she wants to thank you so much because she says to me that even though you were not her daughter here in this world, you were her daughter-in-law, you cared for her like she was your mom. And she wants to thank you for giving her so much love. And more importantly, for the way that you would sit with her and stay with her. And she says, Matt, she says, I feel like now that I'm on the other side, I see what a different person she was. She says, because when I'm connecting with her, she tells me that here in this world, you and her used to butt heads at times here in the
Yeah, a couple times.
I can be honest with you. She says, Matt, it had nothing to do with her. She says, I was this way with everybody. She tells me she was a very controlling person here in this world.
Oh, yeah. She had to run the show.
And she says to me, Matt, she says, I want to let her know that this had nothing to do with her. She says, I always just felt like everybody was challenging me. That was my life. She says, so please let her know in spirit that I am fine. Please let her know that I do love her. And more importantly, she tells me that even though she had passed away, she says, Matt, she goes, I can see everything that she had done for my son. And also what's so beautiful is I see that there was some jewelry that was left for you. So meaning that there were some things that were put aside that I don't think she put aside. They were put aside for your husband. Your husband gave them to you. Is that true?
Yeah.
She says to me, I want you to know that you have permission to wear that jewelry. Because you keep saying it. Listen, when spirit brings things up, right? You must be saying in your head, like, oh my God, I just feel weird. I don't think she'd want me to wear this. I don't think she'd want me to have this. She says, please, no, I do. She says, and know that I know all that you did for me. And Kelly, your aunt is also here. Because when I'm connecting with her, she was trying to come through in the worst way because first of all, this was almost like a big mystery on how she had passed here in this world. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. She says to me that when she was alive, she talks about having anxiety here in this world. There was anxiety problems that she had. And she also tells me that she suffered from depression. She also shows me that she was a drinker. She used to like to drink her wine here in this world. Do you know about that?
Yes.
Because when I'm connecting with her, she showed me visions of her life, and I see her every night pouring different wine glasses when I'm connecting with her. But she says, Matt, she says, I made a mess of my life. She tells me for like the past 10 years before she died, she shows me mixing like Xanax, antidepressant, and wine. She says, I want to let her know that I did not mean to end my life here in this world. It was an accident. She says to me, Matt, I'm going to be very honest with you. She goes, I had it very tough with my emotions. She shows me for like 10 years her doing this. She says, and I never thought anything was wrong. She goes, she literally, this woman would pop Xanax like they would Tic Tacs when I'm connecting with her. She's showing me her pocketbook and her purse, and I see her having all of the Xanax that was here that she would take.
Yes.
But she says to me, Matt, she goes, I ruined my life. She says, because at the end of the day, she shows me she was like one monotone always. Like she never got excited. She never got happy. It's like she was just living life without actually feeling things, without actually embracing things. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
She goes, I did this to myself and I didn't realize it till after I died. She says, I relied so strongly on these medications that I couldn't enjoy anything fully. I really don't want to say what I see, but I have to tell you everything. I also keep seeing she was in an abusive relationship here in this world.
Yes.
And I'm trying to beat around the bush. I don't want to say that, but she keeps telling me this. She shows me that the two of you were very close here in this world until before she had died. And then all of a sudden, there was like this little bit of distance between you and her. And she's saying to me, she says, you know, Matt, she goes, I want to let her know that she was like a daughter to me. She says, I remember her back in the day. She goes, and we used to spend time with one another.
And she was my second mother.
Okay.
She always said I was the daughter that she didn't have to carry.
Okay. She goes, I would get so excited. She says, because she shows me about remembering every birthday that you had. She shows me buying you gifts. She shows me as a little kid taking you out. And like I see you having girl days with her. And she's saying to me, I want her to know, she says, that I'm sorry for the way that I left this world. She says, but it truly was an accident. She says, I really just became numb to it. She goes, Matt, and I said to her, did you think that you could die? Did you think that this would happen? And she goes, well, Matt, I heard of people like Whitney Houston passing. She's saying, I never thought that I could die. That's what she's telling me. So when I see that means that this is her way of letting you know from the other side that this was just an accident. It's her way of letting you know in spirit that she does not want you to think for any moment that she was trying to live her life. And it's her way of letting you know that she is safe and at peace on the other side. And for that, she wants you to be at peace as well.
Thank you.
All right. I really hope this helped the two of you.
Thank you so much, Matt.
You're so welcome. I'm going to leave you with that.